Hey guys, a little Empire Strikes Back action there, a little kendo action. I'm in my bedroom just hanging out, and I got out the iPad here, and it's giving me problems. I don't know why. I did want to use the HD camera on the other side, but I'm using the FaceTime camera, sorry. Quick introduction to the video you're about to watch. My friends Michelle and Eric, who are ALTs, but with a different company than Jet, although Jet's not quite a company. Jet's more of a government program. The company they use is a dispatch company called Interac, or I should say they use, that they were hired by. Can I speak English? I don't know. And that's how they came to Japan. And they live in my town and were gracious enough to say they would come over and be interviewed so I can learn more about Interac, which I have no experience with. There were no Interac ALTs in Izumo, my town in Shimane, when I was an ALT back in 2004 to 2009. Then we wanted to talk about being married. Obviously don't have experience with that either, and so we talked a little bit about that. But there was a technical glitch, my fault, in the first part, and so it's only about 4 minutes long, so I'm going to attach it to this with YouTube Capture. And then there'll be a second video, but we're just continuing our conversation, basically talking about being an Interac employee, and then there'll be a third video where they talk about marriage. Okay, so settle back. There'll be no kind of transition because YouTube Capture is just a slam cut edit to the next video part, but enjoy listening to Michelle and Eric. And feel free to leave comments and questions, and I'll try to answer them on their behalf if you have any. Okay, peace. Thanks for watching. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome. Today I have two of my friends that live here in rural Japan with me, and they are a married couple. And where did you guys meet? Did you meet in the States? Because I know, Michelle, you're from Canada.
Yeah.
Did you meet in the States?
Yeah, we met in the States. We met in college, actually. I went to college in the States.
Okay. And so they both applied and got into Interac from the States.
Yes.
And they came here to Japan. So we're going to actually make two videos with Michelle and Eric. One, we're going to talk about Interac because I haven't talked to many people that work for that ALT company. And then in a second video, we're going to talk about what it's like to be married and both be working as ALTs, because I've known a lot of couples here where one married person is an ALT and the other person is just, you know, sponging. Yeah. But you guys are both working and both got assigned to the same city, right, and are both at different schools. Right. So we'll talk about that in being married in the second video. So I opened up questions on my Facebook page. And some people asked me, what are some of the differences between Jet and Interac application processes? So you guys had to submit what kind of just basic things to get into the program?
Definitely your question.
Yeah, I filled out all the paperwork for both of us. We actually applied to Jet also.
Okay.
But I wasn't a U.S. citizen yet, and I think we both had to be from the same country in order to get in.
Okay.
And anyway, so the point is that I actually applied through both, so I know Jet required a lot more documentation and like background checks and references and just a lot more stuff than Interac did.
Now, so you said you applied together. Was it literally a joint application because you're married?
It wasn't a joint application, but in each application, it asked whether we're married and if we're asking to be placed with somebody else. And so
I see.
His application referred to mine and mine referred to his.
Got it.
Right.
And it was all online. I didn't have to mail anything in to apply.
Did you have to write like an essay about yourself? In Jet, we call it the statement of purpose.
I don't remember anything like that, did we?
Yeah, I think it was just a paragraph. I think you just wrote a paragraph, just a brief one.
So
it
briefly,
wasn't as long as the Jet one.
Okay, so briefly, you're both a little bit older than a lot of Jets are fresh out of college, 22, 23,
Yes.
and you guys are both, let's just say late 20s?
No.
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 We're in our 30s.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in your
But
30s.
thank you.
So no, that's okay. So you had had jobs, etc., before you came on this program.
Many
So
jobs.
briefly, why did you decide at this juncture in your lives that you wanted to come to Japan and teach?
Well, her brother was an ALT for several years.
Yeah.
He was with Jet for what,
Yeah,
3 or 4 years?
I think at the time the limit was 3.
Yeah,
So he
yeah.
was there for 3 years, and then he stayed an additional 2 at like
Okay.
private schools or something.
Okay, great.
Private company. I'm not sure of the details, but and
And
I
I-
actually came to visit while he was in ALT, so
Okay.
I already kind of saw what
Yeah.
it was like, and I really liked Japan. And I came back and told him all about it, and
Okay.
my brother wound up marrying a Japanese woman.
Okay.
They're now back in Canada, but
Yeah.
still we have like some,
Some
Japanese
ties.
yeah, in the family.
So,
And
you didn't necessarily plan to do this right out of college. So, if I can
No.
ask, what was your degree in, Eric?
Mine was English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And how about you, Michelle?
mass communications.
Okay, well, so those are, people ask me all the time, should I major in this or that? And I always tell them, no, you major in what you think you can get a job in when you're in America or
Yeah, I wish I
Canada.
had followed that advice. Nobody gave me that advice.
And so, Eric, you didn't study any Japanese in college or anything.
No.
Michelle, you spoke a little bit before you came, or not really any?
No, I didn't study any. Well, we took like a very, very, very beginner
Brief
level
and ineffective
before
class.
coming
Okay.
here, and I just knew a
Yeah.
few phrases just from
The visit and
the visit
being
and
here.
talking with my sister-in-law, but
Yeah.
Okay.
nothing.
And when you apply to Interact, are you allowed to say, I'd like to be put in Kobe, I'd like to be put in Sapporo, I'd like to be here or there?
You can,
Yeah,
but
but
I don't know that
Yeah.
they tell everyone that in the bigger cities it's really difficult to have somebody placed there
Uh-huh.
right off the bat.
Okay. So you had no illusions about the fact that you were going to be living in Tokyo.
No.
Well, that's
we
good.
We didn't want to either.
They tell you that off the top. They basically say, the people who go to the bigger cities are usually people who have more experience. Often they have working Japanese at
Yeah.
least, or high-level Japanese,
Yeah.
and people who have kind of shown that they are more experienced or have done very well
Yeah.
get preferential
or like
treatment
have
on
been with the company for
Oh,
at
right,
least,
right.
a year or 2 or something.
Do either of you have any, people often ask me about TOEFL or some of these certificates you can get about teaching English as a foreign language or anything like that?
No, I had
No.
been a teacher previously in Florida,
Okay.
and I taught when I was like 23, 24 years old, just very briefly in public schools. But so I had some teaching experience, but no kind of specific certification for that. No.
Okay, great. So, so you get the phone call in Jet. We get a letter. Maybe you got a phone call, an email,